All right, getting to the waiver wire now. We've got a couple of quarterbacks to add here. Not sure if you actually want to play either of these guys in regular leagues. These are maybe super flex ads, I would say, Fabs.
Yeah, I mean, Drake May is probably, I mean, they're both probably gone in Superflex, honestly, but dude, Drake May's got the Jaguars this week. The Jaguars are terrible. So, like, I'm not telling you that Drake May is going to be a QB1 this week, but he did score like 17, 18 points last week. He wasn't bad. He had 3 touchdown passes. So he's not bad. So again, what do I tell people this year? Don't be afraid to get weird. But Bo Nix, good matchup against New Orleans. They're kind of reeling. Baker picked them apart last week. Bo Nix had 20 against the Chargers last week. I'm guessing they'll both be popular in DFS without question in week 7. But I mean, Drake May, I mean, if he comes out and scores another 17, 18 points, I'm not going to be surprised. And the same goes with Bo Nix.
Moving on to the running backs and the guys that we can pick up this week. The number one waiver wire ad for me is still, even if Jordan, I mean, obviously the Jordan Mason thing is a bit of a question mark and we have to monitor his status this week, but Isaac Grendo was so good. And the Niners clearly have established that whoever plays running back for them is somebody that you have to play, even regardless of the matchup, which is not necessarily good this week, Fabs.
Well, think about it. I mean, Shanahan, go back to Denver, go back to Washington with his old man. You could plug anybody in, and that running back is very good. Alfred Morris, I mean, Reuben Drones, Mike Anderson, Tatum Bell. I'll keep going, but I mean, you guys get the point. So it's a system kind of thing. That doesn't take away from how good Jordan Mason is or how good Christian McCaffrey is, but it's a very fantasy friendly, running back friendly system under the Shanahans. Ty Chandler, right? Let's not forget, and a lot of people did, that Aaron Jones, we don't know if he's playing this week. And Ty Chandler barely got picked up in any leagues. I compared the numbers from last week to this week. Not too many people picked him up. So he's out there. Same kind of thing with Jalen Wright. We don't know if Devon Achane's playing this week. He was in a red non-contact jersey on Monday. Don't know if he's going to play against the Colts. And that's a really good matchup. So Jalen Wright's going to be somebody to pick up. Obviously, Sean Tucker. The problem with that is, I don't know if Rashad White's coming back. It's a Monday night game against the Ravens. So is he worth adding? Absolutely. A guy who goes off like that absolutely is worth adding.
RB1
adding
on
a
the
guy
week
who's going to end up being in a 3-headed committee. I mean, that's very possible. So I'm not going to spend a ton of fab on Sean Tucker. Let's just put it that way. Kamani Vidal, who had a touchdown on his first NFL touch. Now, is he going to push J.K. Dobbins for touches? No, probably not. But we all know J.K. has not been the most durable guy, and I hope he continues to be because I love seeing what he's doing. But if he goes down, Vidal may be the next in line for touches in a run-based offense. And then Audric Estime, speculative ad. Javonte Williams had one good game in fantasy this whole year. You know, at some point, did the Broncos be like, let's go see what this kid's got? And so you stash him and you sit and you wait, and maybe it bears fruit in a few weeks.
For wide receivers, who are we picking up off the waiver wire this week? What's the order?
So, you know what? Josh Downs is still out there in some leagues. Like I looked, I think it was like on ESPN and maybe Yahoo, like 50% ballpark. Yeah. That's crazy town. I don't know why, but he's out there. Demario Douglas, I like him as a sleeper this week against the Jags. The Jags stink. They're an awful team, and they're an awful defense. And Demario Douglas looked like he's got a good rapport with Drake May, and that's big. That's big. So Demario Douglas is a startable asset if you need help this week. Michael Wilson with Marvin Harrison Jr. out, also somebody to pick up off the waiver wire. Xavier Leggett, boom, I nailed it. Also somebody to pick. Why? Commanders this week, boom. He had a touchdown last week, double digits in 2 of his last 3 games. Rashad Bateman has quietly been okay. And you could see a high-scoring game against Tampa Bay.
Tight ends. Who are we picking up here?
There's a few. Zach Ertz. Now, his numbers have not been awesome, but tight end's not awesome. So if he gives you 8, 9, 10 points, I mean, that's a win, and he's got a good matchup this week. So Zach Ertz is in play. Cade Otton's in play. He's getting enough targets in a really explosive offense with arguably one of the 3 best fantasy quarterbacks in the league right now in Baker Mayfield under center.
Sure. Yep.
And this could be a high-scoring game. Calcaterra, if Dallas Goedert doesn't play and you're hurting a tight end, it could be worth a look. That's where we're at, folks.